India, a country of contrasts. Its huge strides in industry and information technology have increased its weight in the global economy. But only a minority of people in big cities have benefited. Two-thirds of the Indian population still lives in rural areas, where the lives of 650 million people have hardly improved, especially women. Women are active in most agricultural activities and often shoulder entire farming responsibilities when men migrate to cities in search of work. Still, women continue to face many hurdles and have yet to be recognized as farmers in their own right. In India, over 90% of poor women work in the informal sector without social benefits or economic security. Yet, these women contribute 60% of the national income, 55% of national savings, and over 40% of national exports. One organization took up the challenge to represent the interests of these self-employed women. Sewa, Self-Employed Women Association, was created in 1972 by Ela Bhatt with the daunting goal of freeing these women from the bonds of poverty and assisting them towards economic self-reliance. Ela's pioneering work eventually earned her the coveted Livelihood Award of India. Sewa was established as unions of women independent workers in different trades, from home-based workers, street hawkers to agricultural laborers and farmers. At the core of Sewa's mission is the fight against poverty, believed by Sewa to be a form of violence. Overcoming poverty is like achieving a second freedom.
We very much are inspired by Gandhian philosophy. We follow truth, non-violence, which is very important, and the very challenging, which still we have to achieve under the Gandhian philosophy, is that we all in India have achieved the political freedom, but we have still not achieved the economic freedom.
Sewa accomplishes this by offering several services to its members in their trades, including access to financial services, skill building, access to tools and equipment, and marketing of products. With 4 decades of experience, Sewa has grown from a single union to a movement, and now into an organization resembling a banyan tree. At the center is Sewa, a trade union of self-employed women, plus several autonomous sister organizations run and managed by Sewa members. These include cooperatives in construction, dairy, health, childcare, catering, and more. Today, over 1.5 million women are members of Sewa from 9 Indian states. The Sewa experience has become recognized by many women groups and international organizations from around the world. They look at Sewa as a successful model to learn from, compare with, and exchange experiences and lessons. In 2010, a delegation of African women leaders from 4 African countries visited Sewa as part of an exposure and exchange program organized by the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization under funding from the European Union. The visitors came from Burkina Faso, Mali, Senegal, and Cameroon. This week-long visit was designed to expose this group of experienced African women in grassroots organizing about the Sewa model of development and compare it with their own grassroots experiences in Africa.
Yeah, I must first of all confess that I've never heard about Sewa before. So it has been actually a good opportunity given to us for FAO to be part of this wonderful visit exchange. And when I read the documentation about Sewa just prior coming here, I was very interested to see, you know, this the values of Sewa. I have been very interested in was first of all the self-reliance value and autonomy of the groups, and I was very curious to see how the Sewa manages to make these different groups actually be autonomous, increase their income, and in the same time not depending actually from Sewa itself. So this is, I was very, you know, excited to see how it works.
The challenges facing small farmers, including women, are the same, both in rural India and rural Africa. The struggle is the same, but the paths to find solutions have been many.
And by confronting the two experiences, the Africans and the Indians, the hope is to identify possibilities for improving and building the capacity of the African groups in the context of overall agricultural development and in strengthening the productive capacity of Africa, particularly in the area of staple food production, value chain development, and overall poverty alleviation and enabling a better food security.
To understand the ground reality of women's development issues and to gain a more complete picture of the Sewa organization, the African women leaders visited Sewa members in villages, district centers, as well as its headquarters offices in Ahmedabad. Sewa is a decentralized organization. It is both member-based and member-centered. In most cases, Sewa operates through an autonomous district association that includes village-level self-help groups, village development groups, district-level trade groups, and Sewa District Business and Training Center. Through these district associations, Sewa can effectively intervene to assist with a variety of issues and local concerns, including promoting access to drinking water, organizing fairs and exhibitions, facilitating training, providing credit, offering space for women to work in groups, supporting child care programs, developing new vocational skills, and learning improved agricultural techniques. With this decentralized structure, Sewa's approach to development is truly bottom-up, relying on the grassroots organizing to identify problems, locally formulate solutions, and only going up the organization's channels when problems become larger and shared across districts. A major tenet of Sewa's approach is to ensure self-reliance of each member both at the household and organizational level.
We very much believe to our experience of all these years that self-reliance could only be achieved if the women workers, though they are poor, though they are illiterate, but if they are the owner, user and manager of their own trade or own organizations. But we organize so that the women workers themselves are involved in raising their issues, planning the solution for that, planning the activities for that, implementing the activities and also monitoring. So they themselves are involved in everything. And we believe that creating assets in the name of women is the surest weapon of fighting poverty.
Self-reliance begins with the education of its often illiterate women but the end goal is to help members becoming owners and managers of their own trade. Education is an important tool to self-reliance and to improve livelihood.
The program started like this, one letter came in the urban area, in the slum area, and they were not able to read the letter. So they were waiting for Sewa girl who was working in that slum area, that girl will come and then we will show you, please read letter to us. So they have to wait for 24 hours so that somebody can come and read letter for them. All the members of our Sewa, they told, okay, we want to know how to read and write. So please, you, along with all this program, you teach us how to read and write.
Self-reliance also requires that women know their rights in order to secure them, govern their enterprises and assure their future. Sewa started its own academy in 1991 to provide training and education to its members and build a cadre of leaders and train future trainers. In rural areas, district associations take care of training teachers and running the literacy programs. Beside basic literacy programs, Sewa also trains women through workshops to provide specialized teaching skills, micro-business management, banking, communication and video production. Besides the Sewa Academy, Sewa also runs a separate manager training school that offers advanced course programs with the goal of developing a cadre of grassroots-oriented managers who in turn facilitate economic self-sustainability.
To make them out of all this scenario, so there is this need and demand from the members that they need to acquire diverse skill for the diverse livelihood opportunity, and this skill is mostly market relevant and innovative skill, so they get livelihood opportunity to get in the market. The new skill development initiative and approach is that we select the master trainers from the community and we train them, and then these master trainers train to the others in the community in their respective areas at the community learning center level.
Beyond basic education, the road to self-reliance and economic empowerment requires access to financial services. This is an essential first requirement to any successful market integration by women farmers. Sewa operates its own bank, created in 1974. The Sewa Bank is unique in the world. It built its initial capital with savings from its poor women members, and now this bank offers a range of financial services to over 400,000 women members, who are both owners of the bank and beneficiaries of its services. Sewa Bank is not just a financial institution. It is very active in socio-economic development of its members by understanding and addressing their needs, by offering financial management training, and by teaching its members how to handle their finances and how to become their own financial managers. In addition to providing loans and financial training, Sewa also strives to teach its members to develop skills in their trade or facilitate market access to ensure women full economic independence. Sewa's integrated approach, combining education, access to finance and skill building, are illustrated by many of its successful member-owned and run companies. Sewa textile and clothing production begins in the village home where women make their embroidery. The finished fabrics are sent to the Trade Facilitation Center in Ahmedabad, where they are checked for quality and then cut and made into final garments. The Trade Facilitation Center for Clothing is Sewa's answer to integrating individual women embroidery skills with modern production and marketing processes, ensuring new steady sources of revenues for participating women. The Trade Facilitation Center helps many rural women turn their traditional crafts into commercially viable enterprises. The embroiders are also trained in quality standards, fair trade and business management skills. These embroiders are also armed with proper tools, facilities and modern materials to produce high quality and competitive products for the market. Through its district association, Sewa also serves as a link between village members with the local private sector and government programs. Sewa works as a pressure group when some work has to be implemented with government agencies.
We do strongly believe in political action because all our actions, day in and day out, are political actions. But we keep ourselves away from electoral politics, and that's a key component of our members' education as well.
Sewa learned over years of experience how to leverage existing government programs and other privately available resources for the benefits of its women members. Sewa can muster strength from the sheer number of its members who are loyal, well-informed and empowered with full knowledge of their rights. As such, Sewa has succeeded in exercising its lobbying power. Sewa has run several lobbying campaigns, including fighting for the expansion of clear drinking water into rural areas, mainstreaming women into agriculture, and ensuring feminization of forestry by allowing women with agroforestry skills to fully benefit economically from their labor. Since the majority of Sewa members are small marginal producers or agricultural laborers in rural areas, they are often hindered by lack of market information, difficult access to markets, and limited individual bargaining power to get fair prices. Through its district associations, Sewa works to overcome these obstacles and provides the much needed assistance to its members. The Sewa Gram Mahila Hart Trust was created specifically to facilitate direct marketing linkages for small producers groups via building technical capacity and market facilitation. Realizing the limited impact of organizing fairs and occasional market outlets, Sewa Gram Mahila Hart promoted RUDI, a fully fledged agro-processing company operated and managed by Sewa members.
As Sewa has 300,000 small and marginal farmers from 14 districts of Gujarat, and Sewa has committed to their livelihood security through their own trade activities. The innovative business model for the small and marginal farmers. RUDI is a brand we have provided for the product to be identified in the market. We saw that there are farmers groups are already we have established, and we have also rural producers group also, and also women are doing producing and marketing themselves. We have different kind of activities which related to the business from production to marketing.
RUDI was set up to help rural women members procure, clean, process, package and sell quality products using secured market channels. Under the RUDI supply chain, the value added from raw agricultural products to finished food items is captured and shared by the participating women. Today, RUDI covers 15,000 farmers from 15 districts and 2 states, employs 300 food processors and 5,000 RUDI sales women with a total sales volumes of over 20 million rupees. Throughout the week-long visit, the African women delegation learned about Sewa's member-centered governance, its commitment to self-reliance for its members, and its integrated approach to full empowerment of its 1.5 million women members. What they came away with was enough to make them rethink how they can approach development among their communities in Africa.
I discovered an organization which has a unique way of tackling women's issues, leading to self-empowerment, leading to autonomy. You know, this is what we lack back home. We've always had the culture of sending our hands like this, that we want, give us, we want. But we've never sat to reflect, to find out how we could go about using what we have to reduce the hand which is lengthened like this, to reduce it. We never thought, we never reflected on that.
Famille Sewa, c'est une famille extraordinaire.
Sewa is extraordinaire.
Vraiment. Parce que une chose m'a frappé chez Sewa, quelle que soit la personne que tu prends peut te relater l'histoire de Sewa. Ça veut dire que les gens connaissent, ils ont vécu avec Sewa et ils ont vécu les choses, ils ont fait les choses, ils connaissent les choses. Quelle que soit la personne que tu prends, en tout cas depuis qu'on est venu, Shayaben a relaté, lorsqu'on a été dans le village, là, c'est elle qui a fait tout le truc. On dirait qu'elle vit là-bas. Ça veut dire qu'elle connaît l'histoire de Sewa. Et ça, c'est très important dans une organisation. Se connaître soi-même.
There have been so many things, so wonderful things we have seen here. But two things actually impressed me a lot. The way the decisions are taken. This participative, you know, a manner of taking decisions, and the possibility from somebody coming from the grassroots level, you know, thanks to this, you know, manner of exchanging information, you know, building the capacity, empowering everybody, it is possible for somebody coming from the grassroots level to be part of a decision-making, you know, system, and this is very, very, very important for me. And of course, Sewa Bank is one example of, you know, facilitation for these poor people to have access to loans, which is very important for social and economic empowerment of the groups.
À Sewa, j'ai vu que les femmes sont responsabilisées, ça c'est d'un. L'information, c'est partagé. Il n'y a pas eu de rétention d'information. Tout le monde est au même niveau d'information par rapport aux activités qu'elle mène. Donc ça, c'est une bonne chose. Ça veut dire une bonne gouvernance chez nous au niveau du Sénégal.
So one of the major lessons I'm going home with is that all what you do is needs-based and demand-driven. I saw an association where women are assertive, where women could speak for themselves. I mean, the real assertiveness from township to villages.
It's great to see that it's like Sewa springs up wherever the government is absent. Sewa's there. It's very inspiring to see an association that is based on, you know, on the principles of Gandhi. Not just at the top, you don't just say this is our vision, this is our mission. You implement it and it's kind of the guiding spirit for everything. So that's very commendable.
Sewa offers a particular development model, and we are still grappling with the notion whether Sewa's model is replicable elsewhere or not. There are certain elements about Sewa that are unique to Sewa and unique to its history and unique to its philosophy. But there are a number of what we call the operative approaches, how Sewa does things, that are replicable and that are transferable and can be adapted to others. And these are the lessons we are trying to get through this, and also as a follow-up workshop and others.
Maintenant, le seul mot que je dirais à Sewa, c'est merci. Merci et merci encore.